Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO City Undercover. So we're on Liberty Island and sadly I've done some research and it seems like the Mario hat, it's not a skin, I was wrong about that, is not in this game, which would have been precedenting making certainly. In the Wii U version there is a red brick that replaces basically this one here, police siren hat. So instead of getting a Mario hat, you get this hat, which is a way worse hat and in no way relates to being on PC or Steam or anything like that, which is kind of silly because you could have done any kinds of hats whatsoever. Furthermore, the red brick to turn on this police siren hat is not in the same place. Furthermore, to get to Liberty Island, you don't, in the Wii U version, teleport through a standard teleporting pad, but actually transport through a Super Mario Brothers style. Actually, I don't think I'm ready to do that. You teleport through a Super Mario Brothers style pipe, green pipe type thing with the piranha plants in it. So yeah, there's definitely some lesser content there, but that isn't super surprising either. There is one thing though that's kind of interesting, is red bricks in this version compared to the Wii U version don't require you to purchase them. I find that a little weird, to say the least, but it is kind of nice too. So here is where the red brick is. You can see it now just unlocks a vehicle, so they move something around. Here is where you plant a flag, and here is where we are going to go and to get up to those areas. And so here's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to start this and then try to get everything done at the same time, and odds are that's not going to work. You have to start with just barely enough time to climb to the top of here. That got me a character. Oh no, that was just a time thing. And then it wants me to work my way around the corners here. And this is probably the wrong direction. So I'm being probably a little too slow. I'm just gonna abandon the challenge. Like, I had pressed the B button just in time. Alright. Let's hit this. So when we reach this area, it wants us to put out the fire so we don't kill ourselves. Which, if we were doing that in the speed race, that would be difficult. You can see taking an extra few seconds to do that. Yeah, that's not working. It's supposed to be working, but it's not. So you have to stand here. You have to... Let's just move wildly in different directions and see if we can put this out. Or perhaps it's just that this fire has been programmed in such a way that it cannot be put out unless you're doing the trial run. Well, we'll see. Let's switch back here. Deal with that micro stutter. Try it again. It does seem like... Yeah, I guess you can tap A and get a little bit higher, maybe a little bit faster. Alright. Let's work our way around. Alright, well, I'm having major trouble getting past that, and I'm not going to waste my opportunity, so I'm just going to jump past it and slide down that. That's where the red brick would have been. And then we'll just run over here. And so that free run is done. And it unlocks a hockey player. Just a random character. Right. So, on this island, is there anything left to do? There's like one race. Yeah. That's the last thing. I think. It's over this way. And I imagine this race is not going to be super complicated. We're just gonna get on a little scooter motorcycle. And we'll see how hard this is. It might be tight controls. And that might be part of the thing. Like, I don't know if I should even be bothering to do this. This is crisscrossing. In general, I guess this is giving me a general idea of where I should be going. But this is really all over the place as far as controls go. Go the wrong direction. There we go. There we go. Despite considerable struggle to even know where you're going, that was done pretty easily. That unlocks the Redeemer, and that gives us a gold brick. I don't know if that gives us a gold brick specifically because we've just cleared off this island of everything, and there's literally nothing more to do, or if there's some other trick. Alright. So when we started, we were here. This is where the green pipe would have been before. We could probably have left the island and just flown to this location, or any general random location I wanted to fly to. But we left from this point, so we might as well go back to this point. see. There's all I really need to do is find a little bit of an edge, and then I should be able to jump up on this. There we go.
Why isn't it Saturday yet? This week is going so slowly.
That's a new line of dialogue I haven't heard. Why isn't it Saturday yet? This week is going so slowly. It almost feels like they would mention that when we're not on Saturday. I'm currently recording this on a Sunday, so I guess that could be it, but I suspect that's not the case. And that's the kind of gimmicks you'd program into a game. It's something you'd put into like a Game Boy Advance game from 2 or 3 decades ago, like when the idea of having a battery and a clock in a system was groundbreaking. Nowadays, even the Wii U and any other system would absolutely have clocks and batteries and just automatic time and time recognition. Time syncing through what is it called? I know I get the data from the National Institute of Standardized Technology, the NIST, but there's a specific technology that computers and network devices have to make sure all the clocks are the same, and they actually kind of need the clocks to be somewhat the same. If you end up accidentally changing your clock or calendar or the date of your computer too much, you'll start to find that you can't go to any websites that have HTTPS enabled, the secure encryption, because they'll find that the date on those certificates are invalid. The browser will. That's just a guy in a boat.
I hate going to the dentist.
So yeah, I'd be much more suspicious that they probably just have a random collection of lines of dialogue. Yasmin Dawn. Who is Yasmin Dawn? Was she supposed to be a important character in the story? I guess the question could come down to how many, if you were going to have kidnapping rescue missions in this game, where as a police officer you're rescuing people who had been kidnapped, how often could you do that before it would become ridiculous and potentially offensive? Particularly if it's just always damsels in distress. But I'm fairly certain that there was literally a citizen in distress series of missions in LEGO Marvel Superheroes. So they just spread it between the two genders, and it was fine. And I think the citizens in distress did not happen enough to be a problem in LEGO Marvel Superheroes. This game is really making me want to go back and play LEGO Marvel Superheroes.
Ooh, what's this exhibit about, Brad?
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Ha! Well, that's easy. It's the egg.
How do you know that, Brad?
Duh. Because you have eggs for breakfast and chicken for dinner.
You're so smart, Brad.
Yeah.
Ladies and
My IQ is
gentlemen,
like 60.
we're very lucky to have Dame Hermione Richardson here today. And she's going to show us how opera singers can cause glass to shatter. just by using their voice. Dame Richardson, if you please.
Certainly. Duncan, smash that glass for me.
With pleasure.
That's kind of funny.
Hey, Arthur! This machine can tell if you're lying.
Really, Maxwell?
Yeah, look. Computer, my name is George.
That is a lie.
See? Computer, my friend's name is Arthur.
That is the truth.
Let me try. Computer, this is a lie.
That is the truth. The lie. The truth. The lie. The truth. The lie.
Uh-oh. We're gonna get in trouble for this.
That is the truth.
Kind of funny. Kind of funny lines of dialogue, but not great.
Ugh, all this education
I guess
is
you
making
don't want
my
to really
brain hurt.
miss
Yeah,
all of
mine
that,
too.
though.
I thought with
Since
this being a
it's
science
something you paid
museum,
for.
it'd be full of rockets and stuff we could mess with. But it turns out that science and technology is good for nothing. Nothing!
So, shall we just go wreck stuff at the Ferris wheel?
Sure, I'll text the other gang members on my phone. Wait a minute. My phone is science and technology. I knew it was good for something.
So what's interesting, if they throw out the idea that phones exist in this world, why is my scanner in particular not just a phone thing? I have no idea if I'm going the right direction. I am going the absolute wrong direction. So I may not make this in time. And jumping isn't gonna fix it. Let's retry that challenge. This is constantly a problem with these, is that it points you in a direction, but only if you know the direction you're supposed to be looking. It doesn't even bother to turn the character to be facing the right way. Let's hit
Come
this.
on, let's put a smile on some faces.
It's the clowns again.
Looks like someone's trying to crash the party.
This ain't fair. Aw, man. I'm just a small-time crook. All I steal are wristwatches.
Out of my way! Stop in the name of the law!
These are super easy as long as you know to use the grappling gun. And you can just grapple other people if you want to, and they'll be fine. Is there anything in this area to... There's a super brick here. There's a super brick there. I think that this is actually a super brick build. There's a super brick here. There's something far that direction. Alright, so how can I get up there? I can just cheat by doing that. And I don't think I've done this. Candy floss. Interesting. And then micro lags and stuttering, and that's not interesting. There we go. Build this. And so that's the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel wasn't even built. Take note, too, that's not a Lego build. There were no Lego pieces being put together here. Just things appearing from the sky. We'll get these studs, because we might as well. And it doesn't seem like there's even a way to get on. So you see there's a little door here that doesn't really open. And movement seems kind of built around making it impossible. We're getting incidental music. There's a disguise token up there. So how am I supposed to do this? I think you're supposed to literally just have a car and jump through it. Yeah, I don't think a far jump will work otherwise, so. Alright, we'll instantly summon in a car. Let's see if there's anything down this direction. Nope. And one assumes that this is just going to lock into a groove where I don't run into the edge. Yeah, it just jumps into kind of a cutscene. So, nothing to worry about here. It would have been frustrating, to say the least. So I can get up on the edge of. I could have done that and just jumped, but or it's easier just to find a piece of rock and jump from there.
Another fine day at LEGO City.
I'm almost getting to the point where I can't even find anything to do, so this area might be done. Interesting, we have a scan section here, but that didn't show up on the map.
Howdy.
So, where is this gonna lead me? Maybe on an incredibly long journey. Or it's gonna lead me to a place that just gives me like a purple brick or something. Alright. There's an ATM. They probably should have combined the ATM braking feature with the shortcut feature. And this isn't actually an ATM, this is a shortcut. And I still feel like they should have forced me to get all the shortcuts before we had done all the levels twice and basically unlocked everything. It's awkwardly designed any other way. Alright. I think this is probably too high. Ooh, here's the LEGO store. Alright, let's go into the LEGO store because there's definitely 3 things. There's an achievement for building 3 things inside the LEGO store. So we've got to figure out how to get inside the LEGO store. Or up on top of the LEGO store or something. It's right next to another thing. We've got this over here. It's only 2 more disguise boosts. Hugh Hunter, another named character. that I have no idea anything about. While we're waiting for that plant to grow, it just threw me out of that. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of dogs barking, a lot of incidental stuff. A lot of city noise. Alright. So that's 1 of 3. One assumes that there's a 2 of 3 and a 3 of 3 somewhere relatively close, but apparently not. There's nothing to do there. This seems like this is probably just a plant to climb this direction. I don't see how I would get up to that. So let's see if we go up here. I think that might be the way this is gonna work. You go up this very slanted building, which I guess there's a couple of reasons why you might have a very slanted building, but I don't think there's a great architectural concept behind all of that, having one. Okay. That's not gonna work. So it seems like there's another building over here. And just more things in general over here, so
8 hours of glorious work.
Alright, that's a joke. There's a joke that only adults would understand. 8 hours of glorious work. Alright, can I get a ledge? No, I'm gonna have to actually use the grappling hook. I guess the best equivalent I could say to a kid is, if you want to know what working a job is like, imagine being at school, probably hating all of your teachers, and being under threat of starvation. At least low-income kids, theoretically at least, are given a free lunch. The threat of being homeless and starving to death if you fail to, basically, most bosses want you to excel way more than is a realistic possibility too. So imagine if your teacher threatened to make you homeless and starve to death if you didn't get a perfect 100. Or often, it's not even if you get a perfect 100, it's more of an equivalent of if you don't get a perfect 200 on a score. And then also imagine, I guess, if your teacher all your teachers actively were competing against you and disliked you and were setting up reasons to get rid of you and expel you, just in case they might want to actually expel you. And that's basically working a bad job. Now, working a good job, it's pretty much the opposite of that. In many, if not all ways. But even the best of jobs are going to be jobs, and if a job is ever treated as anything more than a job, it usually is built around the concept of you overworking yourself and becoming so committed to overworking yourself that you'll have no personal life at all. I guess unless you own your business, and then that's... Is that gonna reset me? Nope. Yes, man, that is slow. And then we have to watch a slow animation. Like, the move I'd like to do here is I'd like to be able to replace the chicken glide, just switch to the rocket guy, and then start rocketing through. But that's almost certainly not going to work. So we barely hit that and fail immediately. I guess maybe if you don't run into even one of them, it doesn't start. Alright, so we need to get that done. But also it's going to be a pain in the butt. This is probably the worst chicken glide in the whole game. At least I'm hoping it is, because if there are any that are any worse. Well, I got a much higher start there that time. It really does seem like maybe there's either some randomness or just rather tight button requirements to tap A right after you jump, so that you end up at the top half of these rings and you're not struggling to... Who's Casey? Again, named characters don't mean anything. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Alright. There's a drill thrill section that direction. Apparently there's a way to climb back up and over too. Okay. Having all these named characters really does just feed into the idea that if this was going to be a Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego style game, where you were straight up told the name of a criminal, or you were investigating several criminals and you were getting just kind of like general descriptions of what the criminals were and narrowing it down, that would work very well with the number of minifigs in that are in this game. Kind of a Guess Who style experience. That was rather easy with the red brick fit function, I guess. Right. Is there anything else? There's a pig over there. There's a red brick over there. Or super brick over there. It's not a red brick. So that seems like that's the way to go. Now if I come down on that side, yeah, there really is no way to reach up there except for through that glide. So we found the Lego store, we just don't know how to get there. This plant, if I'm standing here, should let me do that. And let's see. Let's just scan this general area. I think we cracked these open. Yeah, already. And my magnetic thing is already suited, so we don't have to deal with that. I'm not 100% sure these actually save. Let's see if this saves the game after we do it. No, it doesn't. Interesting. We've got red brick, super brick, alien, super brick, ATM. We've got a way to climb up. We've got, I believe, a character stud, a super brick on top of that Stargate. Let's run around here and get the ATM first, because that should be fairly easy. I'm still really having trouble though trying to find the right time that this would have felt the best to run around and do this open world stuff. Like, it frankly seems kind of just excessive. Like, there really doesn't feel like there would have been a great point in which taking a break and running around the city would have been standard and a smart movement. Like, I could see some people certainly being a little upset, like kids in particular, maybe needing to take a bit of a break and run around the city if they were having some struggle in the levels. I don't think the levels are that difficult to really justify that, though. Yeah, that's kind of a bit of a stretch. Alien, super brick, pig, and several more things around. Alright. Which way did he go? Let's see. Just get back up here. Now we have to do another chicken glide. wants me to make it all the way to the other section to get to pig also. This should work, unless I run into some major lagging. There we go. I'll just jump on the pig, and then guess we're running this way to a pig cannon in this corner. This might be a mission specifically designed to move me into another area, because we have just moved into a different area. Which, that's a little weird. I would have thought all the pig cannons would have been in the same area that the pigs were in. But seems like that's not the case. We're in such a weird position because it kind of just doesn't matter what we're doing. Like, anything and everything is fine as long as we're running around making any kind of progress at all. It will certainly become more of a frustration later on when we are actually trying to find the last few things. But at the current moment, the more the merrier. Just keep momentum going. We still have 30 of these column points to build. That's shocking. So this area looks interesting because it feels like this is pointing towards Apollo Island, as if there would be a ferry there, but there really isn't a ferry. Or maybe there is. Maybe this builds a ferry to Apollo Island that we didn't need to ever actually use. I guess it's nice to have ferries so you don't have to find a boat and work your way towards that, but totally not necessary. Way too many confirmation animations there. We got all the ferry routes unlocked, but that doesn't mean anything. Cal Wainwright, or these aren't even Lego. They totally feel like they should be Lego. Let's go into scan mode. Is there anything more over here? No. So, closest thing I see is over there. Yeah, what this is really going to boil down to is we will start to have to just justify all of our progress by a percentage. This is interesting. It goes down to nothing. For a kids game, I don't think if they had built Lego City with a vibrant, connected underground area, that would have been a smart move. I think that would have complicated some issues quite a bit and made it way more difficult for younger kids to kind of figure out where to go or where things would be hidden. I've already been here. This is that Power Race place. Alright, so do you want me to go this way? Yes, you do.
So glad I moved to Lego City.
So glad I moved to LEGO City, says the lady. I'm gonna come over here and get that super brick while we're doing this. I hope there's not something in here. Let's just quickly open this and see. No. There we go. Skipping major sections of that. We unlocked Street Skater. See, this makes sense. Some like split housing levels. Like I'm cool with that as far as a design. But it doesn't make sense when there's nothing there. Although that probably is pretty New York too, where there's just buildings that have had doorways and passages built over the course of many years. Right. So we missed some stuff. And the game is saving every time we get these super bricks. It would be ironic if it turns out that the super bricks save, but what they do is that they save and then auto-generate a new location where a new brick is, so that there's a constant collection of super bricks. There we go. There we go. I could have done. This would have been a whole thing. You have to start here and then work your way all the way up there. But it's not worth your time to try these little jumping puzzles if they don't do anything. It's not really worth my time to water plants even, because those don't seem like they save, and even if they do save, I don't think that they're... There's a pig. That's pretty much the only thing I can do. Hopefully I'm going the right direction. There's a vehicle. So this is the Little Britain area. And yeah, looks like we've got a whole collection of stuff. And another pig. So maybe this is supposed to be the House of Parliament. It kinda looks like the House of Parliament if you squint. Sorta. Where Big Ben, and maybe that's the House of Commons. Yeah, I think that might be the House of Commons. But whatever. Place where Big Ben is. This might be what that's supposed to be. We'll see if we find a bell on it. If it doesn't have a bell on it, then one assumes it's not supposed to be that. could jump on the pig right now. Seriously. Failed that jump. So another way to get back up. They put these trees here, and then you've got this option. I feel like there might be a free run of this later. No, this really doesn't strike me as a Big Ben location. And it doesn't really strike me as 10 Downing Street either. And I guess it's important to mention that TT Fusion and TT Games in general seem to be all British companies. So they would have really no excuse for getting it wrong. Unless they're just trying to avoid copyright claims on buildings of historical importance, which I don't think that would stand up in court, even in the UK. Then we have to watch this long animation. And then you have to wait while watching another animation because the game has got you locked. Yeah, and I know we're getting gold bricks, but boy does this feel like it's doing it the slowest way possible. Started zooming in on something and I saw something. Alright.
That dessert I made last night was amazing.
This is gonna really just boil down to how many things can you find from the one spot you're standing. Slowly grinding it out. Or is there something else I was supposed to do? I didn't see a number counter there. Is this a shortcut? Yes it is, but didn't see that either. Maybe my highlighting of things are a little bit off. Horse cone. Another basically nobody character. Alright. Investigating clues. Can't do that. So we need to go back to this area. All of a sudden it's gonna make it difficult on me. Are there possibly some things? Yeah. So fly up on each of these chimneys. There's a police investigation, and if that's the only thing we can see in this area besides that, which I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, then we may have no choice. There was something over there and then it disappeared and apparently doesn't want to reappear. There's some more things over here and another pig. All over the place in another race. That's a little frustrating because it does kind of just require you to go, it looks like, in the same place multiple times. Let's see. This gets me up here. Some kind of restaurant. Yeah, we were already in this area. Interestingly, it won't let me scan where I was standing. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything in those directions at all. So it's just that pig is the next thing to do. And this will be the last thing we do, I imagine.
In City Hall or the courthouse.
Apparently that's the City Hall and the
At
courthouse.
this point, Your Honor, defense would like to introduce this monocle into evidence.
I object.
Yes, that's right.
You know,
a monocle's an I object. Stop wasting our time, prosecutor.
spying on
Defense would also like to introduce this brunette wig.
courtroom
That's
is not
not
a smart
fair.
move.
Will the prosecutor please stop pointing out the obvious?
Next.
Hi there. I'd like to get planning permission.
What for?
I don't know yet, but if you'll allow me, I'll figure that out.
These are
Next,
bad
please.
jokes. That's gruesome.
Hi there. I'm here to apply for the driving instructor job.
And see, that's on the second floor. So there's a gruesome sound effect of someone running
Guilty.
over people.
How could they find us guilty?
I think it was all that indisputable evidence.
I hate evidence.
There's another
well,
word they
if they're gonna punish us
mispronounced.
by making us clear up King's Court, how about we make sure there's a mess to clear up?
I'll tell the rest of the gang to meet us out in front.
Okay. Which way is King's Court? It's over there. And they're gonna give us a solid 30 seconds. And then I'll go ahead and shoot that. And we've got 13 seconds, so we're fine.
Let's trash the place. The law's out to us.
It's a little weird that you would potentially have Lego City be a British style city. My grappling gun's not working, so I got too close to him.
Stop, please.
I suppose I'd better have
238 of 450, so we're over half of the way done. Still, and we still have this thing it wants me to scan or something. Here. Down on this location, there's nothing to hit, nothing to grapple. There's kind of nothing else you could even do. So I have to just assume that's glitched. Meanwhile, from where we're standing,
My boss will be livid if I'm late again.
I can't even find the next place to go. And so I'd have to consider that. We're in King's Court. The main thing we could do is run over there, I guess, and that would help us. Let's see, how much do we have done of King's Court? There's a ATM to break, a flower to water, a cat to rescue, a coffee break, a couple of car missions, a police arrest a car thief and then steal a car mission, another pig, a drill thrill mission, one more super build, and then a race. So there's a decent amount to do, and that puts us at 55% in total done. So actually let's look and see how this just kind of boils down for everything. 64%. B just takes you out of the menu every time. This is terrible. A does nothing, B will take me out of the menu. One tap of B is 60% there. So 44% here. Let's see, we'll just have to keep going back into the menu. 48% there. So we've got a considerable amount of things to do still, but we're unlocking fast travel locations, so we could fast travel around a little bit if we needed to. 21% as far as Uptown, 49% as far as Paradise Sands. I'm fairly certain we've gotten this and this at 100%, so I'm not even going to try. 23% at the airport. We know that there's a ton of stuff to do at the airport. As far as this, we're at 32%, so there's a ton of stuff to do there. 39% in the farmland area. We could go back to the main city area, I guess, and try and get everything there. I'm fairly certain we're at 100% as far as that island. We've barely done anything in Auburn in particular. Yeah, we definitely got 100% there. I think the bridges are 100% also. And I'm fairly certain we have 100% here. Alright, so there's a ton of area still that needs to be covered, a ton of just running around, and there's gonna be probably a slightly disappointing just end of the game, because it really is just gonna pitter and patter out into, well, we found the last gold brick, we found the last token, but that's kind of all we can say. We're approaching 10 billion studs. It'll be interesting to see if it stops there. I don't think it will, because when I was watching the playthrough of the Wii U version, there was somebody that looked like they were up to 1 trillion studs. So seems like it just keeps going up and up and up for no reason. Purchase-wise, we're not going to spend even another $1 billion to unlock everything that's left in the game, I would suspect, unless prices get really, really expensive. We have to remember that there are 16 gold bricks inside of the police station. I don't know if those are extra gold bricks or if those are gold bricks that we have to purchase. If we had those 16, we'd be over 250, but that really wouldn't change much. We have 65 of 120 vehicles, so there's still a ton of vehicle missions, and there's clearly still a ton of character token things that we'll get. But a lot of the stuff we're doing doesn't actually boil down into us getting a character token or a vehicle. A lot of the stuff we're doing, we're just kind of doing. Maybe we're getting a gold brick instead. And I guess maybe that's the balance and why there are 450 gold bricks in this game, is because they didn't have any more characters to shove into this game, and they didn't have any more vehicles to shove in the game, so they just started handing out gold bricks as if gold bricks have any value at all, which they don't seem like they do. They don't seem like they're going to unlock any kind of bonus level. If there is a bonus level, it's got to be in the briefing room in the headquarters. That would be my only guess. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.